Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching EXPOZ today, January 19, 2011, and it's 46 minutes after midnight. Today's topic is Leviathan. Leviathan. It's strange, but you gotta hear it. It's very eye-opening. Okay, let's start with reckon or recognize. It's in the Bible as reckon. Israel in the end, and now if you think about it, Israel will not be recognized, and they are not recognized among their neighbors, the other nations in the Middle East, and perhaps most nations even outside the Middle East. Reckon means in the Bible to weave. It's like a fabric. It's part of. It's doing business with. You're part of a community where you can sell and buy here, sell and buy there. So you're part of the group. That is reckon. In Israel, at this point in time, they're not acknowledged, so they're not reckoned in this part of the world. And me just explaining the definition, I tried to do the best I could, and but since Israel is no longer recognized, and it's really growing to that point where they are not, in fact, today, if I'm not mistaken, there was a big hoopla about the PLO becoming a nation. I mean, really. In Israel, they don't want to recognize as a nation. All right, anyway, Israel is no longer recognized. This is what they're trying to come to, and therefore, we'll try to get them to give up more and more and more of their land. People, remember, when you hear someone talking, and I'm going to say in the city council and the members, and you usually have the mayor, and a council member has a grievance against someone, he steps up and he starts talking. The mayor says, "You are not recognized." But he can argue with that and say, "Oh, but I am. I'm an elected member just like you are." Y'all remember these things. You see them on news from time to time where they'll slap the gavel. Finally, they'll get the cops to take them out because a fight starts to break out. This is what I'm saying. Israel should be recognized. They're a sovereign nation. They're there and they're ordained by God, and we acknowledged that in 1948. But now we're trying to make them give up everything and get out. Now, this happens, this is going to happen, and it's biblically speaking in the last days. Now, regarding the last days, the Great Tribulation, Israel is not quite the sitting duck that you think they are. Israel, several years back, bought 3 submarines from Germany. They can be armed with nuclear missiles and cruise missiles. Now remember this just for a couple of minutes, okay, please, about them buying the submarines and what they can be armed with. Now, Job 41, 19 and 21, this great and wide sea in which you cannot number the teeming things, the living things, both great and small. There are ships that sail about, and there is that Leviathan. There is that Leviathan. What is he talking about? Said Job. Job said, out of the mouth go burning lights, sparks of fire that shoots out, smoke goes out of his nostrils, is a boiling pot and burning rushes. His breath kindles coals, and a flame goes out of his mouth. And then again in Job 41, verses 30 and 31, his undersides are like sharp potsherds. He spreads pointed marks into the mire. He makes the deep boil like a pot. He makes the sea like a pot of ointment. And again, it is called Leviathan. Leviathan. It is a creature that he's describing. It is a real creature. What a weird description of someone or something today's scholars read and say, we have no clue what this man is talking about. Well, I'm going to tell you. In the Bible, Leviathan means sea monster that lives under the water with 7 heads that are deadly, dangerous, and fire comes out of his mouth. And how strange that it sounds like the Leviathan that is owned by Israel. Let me explain this. But when you have a nuclear sub in the water and its name is also Leviathan that has 7 portals, sea monster, 7 heads, submarine, Leviathan, the same name, thousands of years apart, has 7 portals that can shoot 7 missiles. You are now describing Leviathan that was in the Bible, and now it is named by the Jews. That is the name of a submarine. How strange. If we speak, or it is as we speak, somewhere in the Persian Gulf or the Red Sea. No one knows. But you know, when a sub shoots a torpedo at a ship, this is what they're talking about. They see the boiling water, and they see the marks in the mire, and he makes the deep boil like a pot. These are what these submarines do, shooting these torpedoes, and then the fire coming out of his mouth, the smoke and sparks and all this. That's the 7 portals that can shoot up these missiles. So what a coincidence. Now, the submarines Israel owns, one of them means revival, but then going back, remember Israel not being a part of the world community, and one means Leviathan. There you have it. I think that's a really interesting story and something that you can think about. Jody Wolf, EXPOZ.